Now we are bringing these solutions to use the Rotovap. So this is the complete setup of a Rotovap. Alright, let me explain to you different parts of the Rotovap here. First of all, what you see here is a water bath in which we can take water and using the dial, heating dial here, we can, if we need to, heat the water so that to evaporate off the higher boiling liquids, it will become easier. But in most cases for this purpose here, we may not have to heat the water. Next, this is really the actual motor part. Here is the on off switch. You press it to turn the machine on. You notice that the light is lit here and you can press it back to turn it off. The dial that you notice here is used to rotate the system. That's actually where the name Rotovap comes from. You are going to evaporate off the solvent while the round bottom flask in which you have the solution will be continuously rotated by the system. For example, if I turn the switch on here, I am not attaching this yet, but I want to show it to you how the rotation works. I am turning the dial on and you notice that this started to rotate. Why do we need a rotation method here? Remember, any time you boil off a solvent, you either use boiling stones or boiling stick to ensure that it does not bump. The same purpose is solved by rotating the container in which you have your solution. So, there will not be huge bubbles formed inside the flask. This portion here is the condenser. When the solvent evaporates off from the system and it reaches this condenser part, which will be kept cooled, the solvent will condense on the condenser portion and then fall back into this chamber in which you can collect the solvent that you are evaporating off. How do we cool the condenser? You notice that there is liquid inside the cold finger, if you want to call it. Let me just show you that portion. Here is the cover. Here is the actual condenser portion, which already has some liquid in it. What have I taken? I have taken isopropanol inside here. So, you take isopropanol in that condenser and then you are going to add dry ice into this isopropanol to prepare a cold mixture. So, the cold finger now is really cold when you add dry ice, and the evaporating solvent, when it comes into contact with that cold surface, will condense back into the liquid form. So, let me add some dry ice. So, we will add dry ice carefully. We all know what dry ice is. It is solid carbon dioxide. So, mixture of dry ice and isopropanol gives very cold temperatures. So, continue to add dry ice. till we have a very cold mixture as observed by the mixture of isopropanol and dry ice. You notice that there you can see the solid dry ice on top. So, I will just add one more piece, and if you have a mixture which looks like that where you see the dry ice and the isopropanol boiling, then we have added enough dry ice. So, once you add dry ice, put the cover back on. So, this is our cooling condenser.